What? I got a call. Contact! Beep. Means I'm taking that rifle with me.
Shot the target down.
Hey man, give me another one of those.
Don't you got dogs to shoot somewhere?
I'm the automatic transmission fluid, son.
I know you are. Alrighty, y'all. Nothing in this video has been sponsored at all. None of the opinions are paid for. I didn't even buy this thing, so I have no buyer's remorse. I'll tell you what I like about it and what I don't like about it. We have a 14.5 SR15. It's been pin and welded. This isn't just a regular AR-15. It's got a proprietary barrel, gas block, and bolt design. It's got an ambi lower. We'll get to that later, but let's talk about the main difference. What makes this better than your traditional AR-15? So here we have three different bolt carriers. We've got a regular AR-15. We've got a Knights Armament with a Mod 2 upper, so it's got an E3 bolt, and then we've got the E3.2. And we'll talk about the differences on each. But as you can see, on the traditional AR-15, we've got these rectangular lugs, and what happens with these is that there's stress risers at each corner. You have the likelihood of cracking at each angular point. On the Knights Armaments, we've got rounded lugs, and this helps distribute the stress throughout the bolt a little bit better. On the Mod 2 E3.2, we've got two ejector pins, and that's the main difference, really. Knight's Armament also makes a sand cutter bolt, which has lugs here. I could put one up on the screen, and it's chrome lined. SR16s are also chrome lined bolts in general. You can buy the sand cutter bolt separately, but good luck finding one. I'll take these apart. So on the traditional AR-15 versus the SR-15 bolts, you can see that the pin that retains the extractor is in a different location. This is better for leverage. SR-15s also have two extractor springs under the extractor. This design has been known to go 20,000 rounds without cleaning with no rifle-induced malfunctions. So that's pretty damn good, but I guess they decided the design wasn't good enough, and they just went ahead and added another ejector pin. I guess that increases the likelihood that it won't fail to eject. So that's cool. And two springs, two pins is, I guess, better than one. One is none, and two is one. Also, this bolt is chrome lined on the E3.2, unlike this one. This one, I believe, is just phosphated. Yeah. So that helps disengage better under a bunch of carbon locking. If you're running a can, you know, stuff gets dirty, stuff gets real grimy. So that's kind of nice. The firing pins are also different. Take a look here. That's strange. Look at that. This one's chrome lined. And this one's just phosphated. I thought that would also be chrome lined.
Is that factory?
Yeah.
Huh.
I didn't swap these firing pins out at all.
Sure, the previous owner didn't do that?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I bought my upper used. I bought my upper used after I bought. I bought this upper used after I started shooting this SR-15 a little bit. These rounded lugs actually help with disengaging and re-engaging, so the cycling just feels smoother to me. I really like a smooth feeling gun, and it just feels better. I don't know how else to put that. The firing pins, as you can see, the AR-15 has a different profile than these, and that's because of the different tolerances for the bolts. Things have been beefed up in certain locations, so they changed the way the firing pins are set up. Also, these are different than your traditional AR-15. The sidewalls here of the bolt have been beefed up. So if you see on the AR-15, it's a little thinner. This hole is smaller on this one to reinforce these walls, because sometimes AR-15s have bolts crack here. In a pinch, you can actually run an AR-15 bolt in an SR-15. It will fit in there. It'll actually engage and fire. So that's cool. But you can't fit this obviously in an AR-15 because it's got a completely different profile. The rounded lugs would collide with the barrel. But the carriers themselves are mil-spec. And I've been watching a lot of School of the American Rifle on YouTube, and go check him out. He's really badass. He goes into details about specs, and they're quality carriers, but if you're in a pinch, you can also change out the carrier. But since this AR-15 doesn't have an adjustable gas block and cannot take an AR-15 adjustable gas block because the barrel is a completely different profile, I'll come in here and show you next to an AR-15. that's the profile of a traditional AR-15 gas block. That's what they typically look like, and they're bolted on underneath. On this one, it screws on into place on the barrel. And there's specialty tools to do that.
He's got those hand guards on.
Maybe you can see it a little bit better on this one.
Yeah, I'll come around.
I'm going to chill out for this too. So this is screwed on. And like I said, it's full seal, so there's no gas that escapes out of here. On your traditional AR-15 gas block, some of the gas escapes. There are adjustable carriers on the market. Bootleg Industries makes one. And that may be a good option for you if you have a 300 blackout, which is the SR30, I believe. It's essentially just a 300 blackout barrel in this configuration. Because you kind of want to have an adjustable gas block on 300 blackout, because there's so many different manufacturers, so many different loads, subs, supers, whatever. So you can run an adjustable carrier for gassing. I don't know how much you want to trust that in a system like this, because this is kind of a gun. When you get into stuff like this is a gun that you want for like a one and done type deal. This is a gun that you can put, you know, like 20,000 rounds through it, and it's still going to be a 1 MOA gun. Check out Ballistic Advantage's stuff on his testing on this. He shot one for 20,000 rounds, had no rifle-induced malfunctions. He covered the thing in wet concrete, and it got all gritty and nasty, and he kept running the thing. A lot of the stuff being suppressed, just mag dumps, abusing the thing, and it was still an MOA gun, which is crazy. If there was one rifle that I would take, if just and I didn't know how bad the situation was going to be that I was going into, I'd trust this with my life. And I can't say that about many others. I know that it'd probably be fine, you know, but you don't know. And you never know. But like, you want to keep the likelihood of your rifle failing you as low as possible. That may not be that important to many other people. And getting into that, the price on these is kind of crazy. Because of the whole COVID, like, supply chain essentially failure, it's been really hard to get your hands on one of these. And because of that, the dealers who have them, the FFLs that have them, upcharge like crazy. So I've been seeing SR15s go for like $6-8 grand, and they used to retail for like $3, which is still a little high. I don't think that this should be your first AR-15 if you don't have all the other bases covered. Like, if you haven't got the time to train, I think you should go with a cheaper AR-15 and buy ammo and go out and just start shooting. Get better.
Man, she's tight.
Oh, actually, one thing I noticed when I was shooting these is that you kind of want to have something like a Radian Raptor SD to mitigate some of the gases coming back in your face, even unsuppressed, because it's a full gas system, a full seal gas system. I noticed there was a little bit more. It just threw smoke in your face a little bit more than a regular AR-15. So it's really gas efficient. This is the SR15 upper. This is the E3.2. This is an E3. And here's a regular AR-15 full carrier. It goes into battery just fine. Disengages just fine. As you can tell, the lugs are just rounded. So, in a pinch, you can't.
You want to try it in that one?
I guess I can. As you tell, this doesn't go into battery in the regular AR-15 upper. So parts on these things will be harder to get. Good luck getting them. But also, the likelihood of you needing to is like next to none. Also, never pick up a rifle and just expect it to be your like general purpose rifle without having put a few thousand rounds through it, just to make sure that there's no problems. It's very rare that Knight's Armament has any problems, but I've heard that there have been incidences where something had to be warranted because of a tolerance issue. So you can't buy anything expecting to just run it. I don't. That's just me. The lower is ambi, but in only a few things. So you got an ambi mag release, you got an ambi safety, and you got an ambi bolt release. But there is no bolt catch on this side. I feel like it should have one, especially since a lot of people are paying upwards of $4,000 for these rifles. I've seen these lowers going for like $2,000. Now they don't retail for that much, but I'm just talking about what I've seen listed.
Yeah, you don't want to put a Magpul bad lever on there.
The thing is I would.
Really?
If I bought this thing, you can. You
Well,
can
yeah.
put a bad lever on it.
Yeah.
But because it's got a regular AR-15 little thing there. On mine, it came with a Geisley bolt release, and I changed it out for a regular AR-15 bolt release, and I put a Magpul bad lever because I really like having that bolt lock. I don't need any of the other functions to be handy because, you know, I'm a right-handed shooter. But for the longest, I had an FN on this upper. I had an FN on this lower, and I had put with 2 different barrels. I put maybe 20,000 rounds on the thing. It still works. It's still good. The gas rings are spent on the carrier because it's had like 20,000 rounds on the carrier. And I didn't need to change the barrel for like, it didn't go bad or anything. It's still a 1 MOA gun after 10,000 rounds of the current barrel, and like 10,000 rounds of the previous. But a gunsmith completely destroyed the threads on the barrel because it was a 14.5 pin and welded. Anyway, I really like to be able to lock back the bolt. And a lot of people say that like bad levers make you ND. A lot of people have ND'd because they come out here and they go in the trigger.
I think that's lack of practice.
What I will say is I've gone and shot with various AR-15s of mine with bad levers. I didn't have them when I started, but like I've done hundreds of reloads, thousands maybe. I've shot maybe 30,000 rounds through AR-15s with bad levers on and never ND'd because of them. So I don't know. For me, not that you'll likely have a malfunction, but you know, it could be ammo induced, whatever. Everything can still malfunction actually. But if you have a malfunction, it's nice to be able to lock back that bolt, especially if you have a brass over bolt where the round is caught between the bolt and the charging handle. Like, let me try and induce this really quick. Like that. You can go ahead and lock back the bolt, push this forward, and try and get that sucker out of there. There you go. And now you can just reinsert your magazine, send the bolt. Oh, reinsert the mag, send the bolt on that. That's nice. I think that's important for a right-handed shooter to be able to do that, because I don't like. I charge the handle like this and lock back the bolt. Otherwise, you'd have to do this shit, which is just weird to me. I don't like that. So, do I think the lower is worth it? No. But I went out with my own money and I bought an upper. And I got the thing with minimal wear for $1,500. I thought that was worth it. So I had somebody in my comments on TikTok ask me if an SR15 lower is worth like $400, which, like, yeah, I think that's worth it, because it's a $400 lower. Like, I would turn around and sell it. That's the thing. I wouldn't keep an SR15 lower. Now their trigger that they come with is actually decent. I don't think it wouldn't be my choice if I were to go out and buy a trigger. It just comes with it. So it's a 4-pound, like 4.5 pound-ish trigger, and that's pretty damn good for a mil-spec trigger. And that's because they do duty stuff. They don't want to get into the competition weight ranges and all that kind of stuff. And it's got a regular mil profile. Because Knights is pursuing contracts. They make guns for elite teams all around the world. Mainly special ops guys are running these. And that's not a bad trigger, I will say. You can easily shoot fast with that. But I have a Geisley in this. It's a super dynamic 3 gun with a flat face. And it's advertised at 3.5. And when I measure it, it's actually, because I've shot so much with it, it's a 3. I really like that trigger. So it may be worth it to you, the viewer here, to get a lower that you trust. I don't think it's all that important. I have seen a few. I know I've always said a lower is a lower, and then I saw a picture of a lower that cracked in half, and it was a billet lower, or maybe it was cast. But like, just make it a quality lower. The funny thing is that this Anderson has had both of these uppers for extended periods of time. And this is Anderson with a bad lever and a CMC 3.5 pound in it. And
all you need is a little paint.
This is an OG Anderson. This is one of them old boys. Apparently when they were good is what I've been told. But I just want to show that the lines on these match perfect. Like, this is my first ever AR-15. I've been told that these probably came out of the same forge. Like, it lines up so good. It was just meant to be. And look, I mean, there's a little bit of slop there, but I've seen worse. Next to none. Like, you can't, man, that thing is tight. This is how it was ran for a while, because my buddy, let's talk about my buddy for a second. He got out of the Marine Corps. He ran really crappy rifles, and he wanted to go ahead and buy a really nice rifle, and I respect that. But he could have used a little bit more rounds of training, and he didn't have a full kit set up. So Do I think it was a wise investment? The upper, yeah. I don't think that like he paid around $2,000 for the lower. I don't know if that was a wise investment. When I was lending him my extra set of plates, we're not gonna out him too hard here. He was using my Anderson lower for the longest. So it was a real big meme with the guys we run with. A $40 lower and a fucking $2,500 upper. Yeah. Every knight needs its steed. So I really like this CMC. Getting on triggers. I've ran it for a long time. It's a little bit sloppy compared to the guys, but I can shoot fast with it, and I can shoot precisely with it. So, in conclusion here, opinions on, is the rifle worth it? Is it good? Is it bad? It feels smooth. They're advertised to recoil less than a traditional AR-15, which is true. I think, having shot 14.5s, I feel like it just feels smoother. It's not a crazy amount of recoil reduction. It could just be that it is smoother, but you can always change that with a brake on a gun. But it's just the reliability that you're buying. You're buying the knight's name. It's something that you can trust with your life. But the lower, it leaves something to be desired, because LMT makes a lower that's ambi. And some people run LMTs on knights, but the lines don't match up all that great. If you care about that, it doesn't really matter. But what's more important is training, always. So get out, go shoot, get up with your autistic homies, and just have a good time. None of the Gucci shit matters if you can't shoot for shit. So, as we know, you know. It's not gonna make you a better shooter.
No, it ain't.
No.
Just because you put Lamborghini on training wheels don't make you a good shot. Go outside, touch some dirt, get an AR-10, and grow up.
Get some grass juice on your paint.
Ooh-wee.
Hey. SR25s, dude. I want an SR25.
You get one?
I want an SR25.
We'll make another video.
We need to make another video on an SR25.
Hey.
Since nothing is sponsored, I'm going to plug my merch real quick.
Bro, you a plug, bro. Get that plug.
So, we got hoodies, we got t-shirts of all different types. I made these hats, but the embroider fucked them up.
I'm gonna stand back on the hat.
The lines are messed up, so I'm not gonna put those out there unless I'm like requested to, I guess. I don't know. They're messed up. So.
They're all right. They look cool from a distance.
But yeah, I'm doing a giveaway, a $500 kit and gear giveaway. So if you go to my merch website, gunsandchill.com. Every dollar you spend is an entry to win. Somebody this Christmas will get $500 worth of kit and gear. You can also enter for free by going there and making a account and then subscribing to the YouTube channel. So go ahead and get entered. So that's a free entry.
Do you give away candy?
Primary Arms gives away candy. What do you do?
$500 for the kit.
Primary Arms gives away candy. What do you do?
We're not sponsored by Primary Arms.
No, Primary Arms gives away candy corn for Halloween.
I've ordered a bunch of shit off of there.
Lame.
BCG.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Bootleg.
I'm not sponsored by anything.
Oh, my bad.
Also, we've got to paint this thing. I'm going to bully the owner of this thing into painting it.
What color? Pink? Blue? Baby
I think
blue?
you should do a
A
gold.
camo. He's gonna do camo.
I was thinking orange. So the deer can't see you.
Shut
Or red
Shut
for
up.
for the pigs.
You're ignorant.
You can't
know that?
because the pigs can't see red. Pigs. Red, white, blue, because America.
Right, y'all, I have a bunch of extra footage that I don't really know what to do with, so I'm gonna just make another video. Anybody who knows me personally knows that I've been working on this for a hot minute. I just had a pretty serious injury that I've been recovering from, so it delayed things quite a bit. But I want to put out more long format content for y'all. TikTok's getting a little weird. Thank you to everybody who's supporting me on multiple platforms, and thank you to everybody who's been making orders. I hope the $500 giveaway makes somebody very happy this Christmas. But thank y'all. Like and subscribe. Comment down below stuff that y'all want to see. I want to put out content that y'all like and that I like. So thank y'all very much. Goodbye.